completely competition legal and rebuildable. The Pro models feature hand-wound armatures. Now this motor works with the Tekin FX line of brush speed controls or any other brush speedo on the market. Nice. Proline Racing makes much more than race-winning bodies and tires, like the Low Pro ear filter for 1/8 scale buggies and trucks. Proline's own Scott Hughes had one on his truck when he won the U.S. Truck National Championship in Las Vegas. It is compatible for all 1/8 scale buggies and trucks except for the Low C8 and the Hyper 9. Don't know why, but it doesn't work with those. Collectors, get ready. A look at a very rare Tamiya. Up next.
Tamiya Plastic Model Company, first in quality around the world. A born natural. The Toyota automobile firm and their Celica Group B Rally Racer have dominated the famous African Safari Rally for 3 consecutive years, from 1984 through 1986. Proving that their automotive technology can take the abuse this race provides. Tamiya's radio control version of this racer was designed with this same rally concept for on and off-road running, just like its full-size counterpart. The tremendous power produced by the RX 540 VZ Technigold motor is smoothly transmitted to all 4 wheels by state-of-the-art shaft-driven mechanics. Slip on a set of the optional slick racing tires for even more grip on smooth paved surfaces. The rear suspension geometry can be adjusted for on or off-road running by easily changing the rear upper arm attach point. The kit comes with long wear pin spike rally tires for both on and off-road versatility. And the car incorporates quick trimming tie rods for steering adjustments. Highly sophisticated mechanics provide the ultimate in all-terrain performance for this radio-controlled rally racer from Tamiya. This is the car that will set new standards in radio control enjoyment. Under this blow-molded polycarbonate body with all that amazing detail is a monocoque chassis made from light but sturdy engineering plastic. The RX 540 VZ Technigold motor and the 7.2-volt Racing Pack battery are carried amidship in the car for the best weight distribution and handling performance. The 3-step forward and reverse heavy-duty speed controller is mounted at the top of the chassis for easy adjustments. At both ends of the car is a sealed gearbox with precision differentials. And it also has a third center differential, which equalizes the difference in rotation speeds between the front and rear wheels while cornering. The 4-wheel independent suspension is of double wishbone design and damped by 4 oil-filled shock absorbers that use oil reservoirs and coil springs. The rear suspension geometry can be adjusted to 3 different settings for the best track conditions. Fine-tune the damper performance with the separately available Tamiya damper oil set to get the most out of your suspension system. The super detailed polycarbonate body has illuminated headlights that add unmatched realism to this model. The fog lamps can also be made to light up by adding the RC light bulb set, available separately. the Toyota Celica Group B Rally Racer by Tamiya. Excellence in the field of radio control.
Hi, I'm Arnie Five from Custom Works, and we're here at the 2007 Oval Masters race in Greenville, Tennessee at Greenville RC Speedway. And we're going to go over just basic pan car tuning. The car is very simple looking, but can be very sensitive to changes. And the biggest thing in a pan car is literally that right there, a shim. Once you get your car working fairly decent, you're always about a shim away. You're always turning a shock collar just half a turn, or you're turning the linkages or the camber, or moving things in increments under a 1/16 of an inch a lot of times, which typically in day-to-day living is a very, very minute adjustment, but on these cars it's quite significant. There's two main components to setting up a car, and that's chassis weight and chassis attitude. If the car is leaning like this, chassis attitude wise, it'll drive tighter. It's as if the car hasn't rolled through its suspension yet. It's going to go into the corner and sit down like that through the suspension, then come back and tighten it up and let it drive off the corner. On flatter tracks, you'll see more guys running their car actually a little bit like that sometimes. It's helps the car think it's already rolling into the corner, and then when it does hit the corner, chassis rolls even more and helps the car translate weight to the right side quicker, and it will, therefore turn the corner a little quicker. The penalty of that, though, is usually forward drive. As that car rolls, it's picking up this left rear. When the left rear's up, it can't dig for you anymore. If the left rear ain't digging, you ain't going nowhere. That's when you end up spinning out. Using a set of calipers, you'll see at the bottom it has a depth adjustment for checking bores in a machine part. A nice thing to do is to come around to the corners of your car and just go down and kiss the chassis. That's set at 320 thousandths. Then come to your right front and do the same thing. That's set at 320 thousandths. It's set up like a pool table in the front. Not a bad place to start. Keeps it simple. Right rear corner, 320 thousandths. Then you'll come to your back pod plate, and it's just a little lower at 310. That'll keep the car honest to the rear. You don't want to have these things sliding the rear around, or you'll end up loose. But once you got your chassis attitude set, you can come back and do your chassis weights. It's not imperative, but a nice addition to your pit is definitely a set of pit scales. These are two scales and then two equal height blocks for the front of them. What this does is it measures the weight on each tire. When you set the car down, you don't want to just leave it like that. You want to take it and translate it a couple times through the suspension. Let it find its own center. And then you'll see the ounces of the weight on each tire, 14.5 and then 6.0. The greater the split